Hey guys, I'm Max from Old English Outfitters. As you guys know, tax stamps are going to $0 in January, on January 1st, for silencers, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, and AOWs. Now, the knee-jerk reaction I'm sure is going to be, I'm going to SBR and SBS everything I own. But you might not want to. It might not fit for your situation and what you want to do with your guns. But we're going to go into some pros and cons of converting stuff or buying SBRs and SBSs here in this video, and we'll just talk about it a little bit. Pros. There are some guns that you just need to have as an SBR or an SBS. For example, if you want to buy a P90, you're going to have to buy a PS90 from FN and then chop that barrel off and convert it into a P90. They're not going to sell you an SBR'd one from the factory. You're going to have to do it yourself. Something like a Serbu Super Shorty, or if you just want like a really short pump action shotgun, you're going to have to either convert one of those to an SBS or buy an AOW like a Serbu Super Shorty and have one of those. The second reason why you'd want to do this is because it's just cool. If you want to get some clone correct guns, if you want like a clone correct Mark 18 or a clone correct Gordon carbine, you're going to have to, fill out a Form 1 or buy one on a Form 4, convert it into an SBR so you can put that stock on there and have an actual clone correct firearm if that's something that's important to you, which, they look cool and they're fun to shoot. The third reason I can think of is you just hate pistol braces on whatever AR pistol or any pistol platform you have. You might be a little bracist and you just really don't like them. So you can fill out a Form 1, and once it's approved, you can throw your favorite stock on your gun, and you can have essentially the same firearm just with a more comfortable stock. If you don't like an SB Tactical brace, if you're an SBA3 hater, you can go that route. Now, some things to consider as cons with SBRs and SBSs, buying them, converting them, whatever. So the first thing is you can't take your SBR, if you have an AR pistol, you can't convert it to an SBR, load it, and throw it in your car anymore. At least in Ohio, we're allowed to have an AR pistol in our car loaded. It's treated the same way as any other handgun, so whether you have a CCW or not, you can have that loaded in your car, driving around, and it's perfectly legal. The second you take that AR pistol or AR9, whatever it is, you convert it to an SBR, you throw a stock on there, you can't do that anymore. It's no longer a pistol, so you can't drive around and treat it the same way as a pistol is. The second thing to consider, if you're buying an SBR or an SBS or converting something into one of these, not a lot of people know about this, but you have to fill out a permission slip with the ATF to take it outside of the state that you live in. So you would fill out a form 5320.20. Once that's approved, you can then take it out of state. So if you're traveling a couple states away, technically you're supposed to fill one out for every state you might be in case you have to stop. I don't think everybody does that, but that's how it's supposed to be done. You can't do it before that form is approved, so you have to, plan everything out in advance. If you're going to take that gun with you, submit that paperwork to the ATF, wait for it to approve, and once it's approved, you can then take it. A little exception to those previous two things I just mentioned is that if you convert something into an NFA item, it is only an NFA item in NFA configuration. So what does that mean? If I have an AR pistol and I fill out a Form 1 to convert that into an SBR, it's only going to be an SBR if it has a stock or a vertical grip on it or whatever feature would make that gun a short-barreled rifle. So I can take my stock off and put my pistol brace back on, take my vertical grip off, and for all legal intents and purposes, that is now a pistol again. I can have it in my car, I can take it out of state, and I don't have to fill out any paperwork with the ATF. You don't even have to notify them because you're not making a permanent change to the gun. You're just taking a part off, you're not cutting something off of it, you're not permanently modifying it, so you don't need to remove it from the registry, you don't need to tell them you did anything. You can just take whatever part makes it an NFA item off, put a pistol brace back on there, and you're good to go. Now, the third thing to consider with converting one of these, and anything into an NFA item, is the fact that it is in some fashion going to cost you money. So the tax stamp is free, but once your Form 1 is approved, you do have to still get your firearm engraved. So that's going to cost you some amount of money, $40, $50 to get that engraved properly. You can do it yourself, but if you're not confident in meeting those minimum depth requirements for the markings and the size requirements, you're going to have to take it somewhere. You're going to have to pay somebody to engrave that weapon for you. The other thing to consider is if you're paying a shop to convert your rifle into an NFA item or your pistol into an NFA item, that's going to cost you some money too. You can do that and then purchase it on a Form 4 instead of filling out a Form 1 by yourself, but there's still going to be some kind of fee associated with doing that. So does it work for every single gun you own to convert them? That's up to you. That's something we can't tell you. We just want to give you the pros and cons in terms of what you should or shouldn't do, what you should know once you start doing this stuff. Just stuff to keep in mind. SBRs, SBSs, they're all super cool. We're not going to tell you not to do it. It's just, be smart about it. Think about some legal implications that you might have. But otherwise, guys, just have fun. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below. We're all over social media too. We've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we're even on Reddit. So you guys can find us in the NFA subreddit, I'm sure. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm Max from Old English Outfitters. We will see you next time.